Welcome you all to my new series of videos on transformation of sentences. Transformation of sentences is something very important in grammar, and that is something really very interesting, and that is not that difficult also. And those people who are having any fear in your mind about transformation of sentences, those who think it is something difficult, first of all remove the fear from your mind and be sure that it is something very interesting and something easy. With this kind of mentality, let us start this new topic, transformation of sentences, and this video is just an introduction to it. What is this transformation of sentences? Transformation, we all know, it is the noun form of transform. Transform means to change. What is change then? When you were in primary classes, at that time you were given certain small sentences and you were asked to change them into negative. For example, he is my friend. You are a student of class 3 and the question is he is my friend, and to make it negative you just wrote he is not my friend. That simple it was. That thing is called changing from affirmative to negative, or there is change from assertive to interrogative also. He is my friend. Is he my friend? Interrogative. Those were for primary classes, and these were called changing from one form of sentence to another. But this transformation is something that is somehow similar to change, but it is a bigger change. It is not just a change. Change means make a difference. He is my friend and he is not my friend. That is different in two sentences. You have changed it. That is it. But when you talk about transformation, we mean to say that there is huge change in the structure of the sentence, change in the form of the sentence, change in the look of the sentence. The whole sentence will look different, but the most important thing is that in spite of all these changes that you will make, the meaning must remain the same. As a small child, you wrote, he is my friend, and from that you wrote, he is not my friend. You changed from affirmative to negative, but there was change. There was change in meaning also. He is my friend and he is not my friend. These two sentences are quite opposite in meaning. But now when you transform, you will make changes in the form of the sentence, in the structure of the sentence. The sentence will look different, but the meaning must remain the same. That is very interesting. You may be afraid that how can meaning remain the same, still so huge change should occur. This is interesting. This is not that difficult. So when we do transformation, we will change the structure of the sentence, but still the meaning should remain the same. So what are the things that we do that come within the purview of transformation of sentences? It is firstly the change of degree, then change of so from simple to complex, or from simple to compound. Simple, complex and compound sentences are there. You have to change from one to the other. And then you also have this from assertive to interrogative, from interrogative to affirmative. 5 types of sentences we know: assertive, imperative, interrogative, optative, exclamatory. From one type to another you have to change, and again from affirmative to negative, from negative to affirmative, these changes you need to do. There are changes of voice also, that is also included in transformation. Even change of adding tech question, that is also a part of transformation. So far as the higher secondary examination conducted by Assam Higher Secondary Education Council is concerned, we are going to focus on 3 things in transformation. What are those 3 things? First thing is change of degree. And second thing that we will do is simple, complex and compound. Simple, complex and compound. And the next thing that you will do is, that is called 5 types of sentences are there. Interchange between 5 types of sentences. 5 types of sentences, and plus you will have to do affirmative, negative. Affirmative and negative. So on these 3 things we will focus. when we will discuss transformation of sentences. One thing will be change of degree. Second thing will be changing from simple to complex and compound from one to another. And third thing will be interchange between all the 5 types of sentences, and then from affirmative to negative, etc. These 3 things will be our main center of focus when we practice transformation of sentences. In the final examination, you have 4 marks in transformation. So the first thing we will do is the change of degree, and this is really something very interesting. How interesting, you know, degree. We all know that degree, when you pass higher secondary examination, then you take admission in degree course. But you were so lucky that even before passing higher secondary, you are going to study your degree. So congratulations. Now you see, what is this degree? We often hear the word degree in many contexts. For example, when temperature is measured, today's temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. 37 degrees Celsius you call it. And then there are degrees, for example, graduation, graduate degree, postgraduate degree, you call bachelor's degree, master's degree. Degrees there in education, degrees there in your temperature, and degrees also there in grammar. Interestingly, in grammar you will find many things which have some grammatical meaning, and the same thing is also used outside grammar, and there it gives a different meaning. For example, the very word letter. Letter, we all know there are 26 letters in English, A, B, C, D, these are letters. And again you have another letter, you write a letter to your friend. When you write a letter to your friend, do you just write a letter? For example, you write P, I have written a letter to my friend. I have written this P is a letter. That is not the case. When you write a letter to your friend, this letter means a whole narration, a description made up of sentences. And more interesting thing is that in that letter that you write to your friend, again there are these type of letters also. Out of those 26 letters, you use them and then you make a big letter to your friend. So letter is a description, it is a narration. And again in grammar, letter is those members, those units that together make the alphabet, those signs. And then again you have in grammar word. Word means a group of letters together that gives a meaning. But outside grammar the word is there. He has given me word. What does this mean? Does this mean that he has given me a word like mango or potato or a word called finger? No. He has given me word means he has given me promise. Here the word means promise. Again the word sentence. In grammar, sentence has a definite meaning, a group of words placed in such a way that they give a complete sense. That is a sentence in grammar. Outside grammar, you see, the word sentence means punishment. The same is the case with degree also. In grammar, degree has some specific meaning, but outside grammar also you have degree. There is graduation, there is bachelor's degree, master's degree, there is degree of temperature. What does this word degree signify in all these contexts? One common thing about degrees are used in different contexts, but the common point in all these uses is that degree, it refers to intensity. It tells how much. So far as the grammar is concerned, you see, when you say degree is linked to adjective and adverb. Adjective, you know, adjective is a word that describes a noun. Adjective is a word that qualifies a noun. Adverb is a word that qualifies a verb. So this degree is linked to adjective and adverb. For example, when I say this is a big room, this big, the word big is an adjective because it qualifies or it describes the room. It gives us some idea about the room, about its size. When you say this is a big room, if you say this is a small room, again the word small is also an adjective. But the question remains that how much big? If you say this is a big room, I don't get any idea about how big it is. If you say this is a small room, I just know that it is small, but how much small, there is no idea. This means that you are using a positive degree. Positive means in electricity, you know, positive and negative. Positive means something is there, something exists. When you use a positive degree, you mean to say that something exists. When you say a big room, it means bigness, the quality of being big, this bigness is there in that room. When you say he is a good boy, you mean to say that goodness is there in the character of this boy. But how much goodness, there is no mention. So this just mentioning of the adjective, this is called positive degree. In grammar we have 3 degrees. Degrees are of 3 types. Positive, then you have comparative, and then you have lastly superlative. We all know these things: positive, comparative and superlative. This positive degree means that just the quality is there, but how much you don't know. He is a good boy, how much good, there is no idea. It means in this sentence the word good, this adjective is in positive degree. He is a tall boy. This word tall is also an adjective, it is in positive degree. But the moment you say he is taller than his brother, here you mean to say that his brother is tall, he is also tall. The quality of being tall is there in both him as well as in his brother, but the quality of being tall in his personality, in his feature, in his body is more than it is there in his brother. You are making a comparison. You mean to say both of them have the quality, the same quality, but one has it more than the other, or one has it less than the other. When you make a comparison like this, that both of them have this quality, but one has it more than the other, or one has it less than the other, this is called comparative degree. And what is superlative degree then? Superlative from the very word super. You are familiar with super duper hit. Super means it is of extreme level. The quality is of extreme level. For example, she is a beautiful girl. This word beautiful, it describes the girl. How much beautiful she is, you don't know. It means the quality called beauty is there in the girl. So this is a positive degree. But when you say she is more beautiful than her sister, here you mean to say that her sister is also beautiful, she is also beautiful, but the quality called beauty is more in her character than in her sister's personality. And again, when you say she is the most beautiful girl in the college, yes, these kind of sentences are very interesting, very nice, no? She is the most beautiful girl in the college. When you say this, you mean to say that there are other girls also who are beautiful in the college, but the quality called beauty in her is so much that no other girl has this quality to such an extent. Others are there having the same quality, but in her character, in her feature, it is so much that this much beauty is not there in others. She is having a super duper feature so far as beauty is concerned. This is what you mean when you use the superlative degree. Now, when you find sentences that will come in the examination, you will find in a sentence somewhere the one adjective is used. It may be in positive degree or comparative degree or superlative degree, and you will be asked to change it into a different degree. If it is in positive degree, you will be advised to change it into comparative or superlative. In this way, if it is in superlative degree, you will be advised to change it into positive or comparative degree. You will change the whole sentence, its structure, without changing the meaning. But before that, you need to know, you will change the whole sentence at that time for examination, but before that you need to know the very adjective, the very word, how it is changed. When you were in primary schools, again let me talk about your primary school days, at that time your job was very simple. You might remember that words are like this: tall, there will be dot, then we will be asked to write tallest, or there will be these kind of things you will find. This tall, and there are dots, and tallest. It means positive degree is given, superlative degree is given, you have to write taller here. That's it. Superlative comparative is given easier, superlative is given easiest, positive you have to write easy. This was just your job at that time. That whether you know the form of the word when degree is changed, Tall, taller, tallest. Easy, easier, easiest. This is how you learn things. But now you have to use this knowledge of, you have to have an advanced knowledge of degree, that you have to use these words, not only changing the word from one degree to another, you have to use in a sentence, and while using it in a sentence, you have to change the structure of the sentence without changing the meaning. Now the question is that firstly we have to know how the words are changed from one degree to another, and then we will learn how they are changed in a sentence. This is what we are going to discuss in the introductory video, that how the words are changed. These are the very basic things. I want to refresh your knowledge that you had in your primary school classes. So there are three ways of changing the adjectives from one degree to another. Let me repeat. There are three ways of changing words from one degree to another. What is the first way? The first way is to add er or est. For example, you write tall, as I have given tall. This is positive degree. Just add er. Er is added, it becomes comparative. Then, when you make it superlative, you use est. Original word was tall, positive degree. You used er, it became taller, comparative degree. Again you use est, it became superlative degree. Now you see another word where only er is not added. Big. Here, before adding er, you have to double this g. G is single here, you have to double it. In case of L, tall, L was double already in the original word. You just added er and est to make it comparative and superlative respectively. But so far as big is concerned, the last letter is a consonant. Before the last letter consonant, there is a vowel. So you have to double the consonant, and then you have to add er. The same is the case with superlative. Double the consonant, then add est. This is one way of changing an adjective from one degree to another. This is one way. What is the second way? There are certain other words, in case of those words, this er, est is not used. Remember this thing. When does it happen? When you have a longer word. These are all monosyllabic words. Monosyllable means these are the words which you can pronounce at one go. At one go, you cannot divide the pronunciation of the word into two parts. For example, if you say difficult, in case of difficult, you can divide the sound into three parts. D, fi, cult. Beautiful, beautiful. These words are divided into three parts, and in case of these words, this is not the case. Tall, you have to pronounce the word tall at one go. You cannot say tall, and then after a while you cannot say tall. You cannot say no. Tall, you have to say at one go. Big, you cannot say big. No. Big at one go you have to say. These are called monosyllabic words. One syllable is there, and this is how we change the adjective from positive to comparative to superlative if the adjective is a monosyllable. Fine? Coming to the next form of words, which are, I have given you some examples. Let us write those. One is beautiful. This beautiful is not like tall or big. There are three syllables in it, and for these kind of words, when you change it into comparative degree, you are not to add er or est. What you have to do is, you add a new word, a completely new word, a separate word, more. And so far as this word is concerned, beautiful is concerned, keep it as it is. No change is needed. More beautiful. And then when you change it into superlative, add most in place of more and write beautiful. The same is the case with handsome. The same is the case with difficult. For these words, you are not to change the original word, you are not to add anything to the word itself, just the word will remain the same. You will add more before the word, and then it will become a comparative degree. You will add the word most before the word, it will become a superlative degree. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Handsome, more handsome, most handsome. Difficult, more difficult, most difficult. This is the second way of changing the adjective into one degree to another. First we found er, est. Second, we found you have to add more or most before the word. The original word will remain the same. And yet there are some other words. There is a third way of changing the degree of the adjectives. What is this third way? These are words like good. In case of good, you will not use either of the two ways we have mentioned earlier. Neither est nor more most. You are not to say good, good or goodest, or good, more, good, most good. You are neither to add est to make it comparative and superlative, nor you are to use more or most before the word. What you have to do is, you have to change the word itself from good at quite different words having no link with good will be used. For example, you will write better and see the word better has no word common with the word good. It is a completely different word. Then you will write best. The same is the case with bad. You all know these things, I hope. Worse. And then worst. You will have little, then you will have less, then you will have least. You will have many or much, then more, then most. These are the third type of words, the third type of adjectives which we change from positive to comparative to superlative. So we have seen that so far as the adjective is concerned, we have not yet started changing the sentences. This we will do in the next video. In this video, this is an introduction only. So here we are learning that when we change the adjective from positive to superlative, from positive to comparative and superlative, there are three ways. For certain words, for the monosyllabic words, what we do is we use est. In some cases, we double the consonant before adding est. And for the words having more than one syllable, we use more and most before the word. The word remains the same. And the third way is a different way. Completely different words come. That is your third way of changing the adjective from one degree to another. Now, these are the introductory things. And then in the next video, we will study how, when you find these words used in a sentence, you have to change the whole sentence. That is called transformation. It is not like changing the way you did it in small classes. Transforming the whole sentence, its structure, its looks, its appearance, everything will be changed. And in spite of all these changes, you have to confirm, you have to ensure that the meaning is not changed. And how to do this, we will discuss in the next video. But in this video, we have learned how the original words are changed from one degree to another. This knowledge is very, very essential. So study these things again, have a look at these things, try to understand. And in the next video, we will start practicing the sentences. We will change sentences from one degree to another. So wishing to meet you soon with a new video. Thank you very much.